to dive in today's workout, excuse me. I'm going to explain out the warm-up first and then kind of the block on the end. In the warm-up, we have a lunge matrix today. I'm actually going to shoot a separate video that is going to be that entire warm-up. To have up on YouTube and things like that. So if you want to just follow along on the video itself, I'm actually going to put up a separate video for that, but I'll just explain out the lunge matrix itself, because a lot of you guys actually know what the lunge matrix is already. So lunge matrix is 7 movements in a lunge position. So we have a forward curtsy lunge, a forward lunge, an outside 45-degree lunge, a lateral lunge, an outside 45-degree reverse lunge, a reverse lunge, and then a reverse curtsy lunge. That's one leg, and then we do the same thing on the other side. So you have 7 lunges on each side. We're going to do quite a few of those through the warm-up, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions that we're going to use for that. One of them is just going through with our hands down, just kind of the good old-fashioned kind of going through all the positions of the lunge and so on and so forth. Next, we're going to go through it again, but we're going to go overhead, thumbs facing back, palms facing in, keeping our ribcage pulled down nice and tight, and keeping our pelvis tipped under throughout the range of movement. So as I'm here, I'm working on my shoulder mobility as well. I get my forward lunge, I get my outside reverse lunge, I get my lateral lunge, keeping those positions nice and tall and tight. Then we're going to go through them again. This time, arms out to the side, but we're going to work on our shoulder mobility a little bit as well. So you'll notice on the outside that I'm actually rotating my palms up. And you can kind of see as my shoulders rotate that I'm actually creating some internal stress in the shoulder on purpose, right? So we're going to load that up, pull the shoulder blades back and together and down towards your waist. That's going to give you some good pressure in the shoulders. We're going to go through the entire lunge matrix again, left and right, shake all that out. Then we're going back to our lateral, or our wide open stance again. This time my palms are down. I'm just kind of keeping a nice, neutral, relaxed position. As we go through it this time, all the way through the lunge matrix, we're going to turn towards the moving leg. So in other words, as I'm stepping forward into my curtsy lunge, I'm going to rotate towards my front leg, come back and up, again forward, I'm going to rotate in, and so on. On the other side, we're rotating towards the front leg, and so on. We'll go through that whole thing, and then come back again to it, opening to the outside, right? So if I'm stepping forward with my left, I'm going to turn towards my right, right? So I'm going to step forward, and then opening wide inside of here. And you'll notice that opening as you close, right? So moving towards the front leg, you have a lot of rotation in the T-spine, a lot of mobility inside of there. And as you turn away, you're going to get a lot more mobility in the hips and low back. Cool. On top of that, we're really trying to make sure that we're keeping our midsection, so it's rotating, right? We're rotating at the spine, not just moving our arms back and forth here, right? If you're moving your arms, you're getting no mobility benefit from it in your T-spine. That's what we're looking for, is trying to gain mobility through our mid-back. Most of us are so locked up, it's pretty unreal. And getting a lot of sitting around, right? A lot of us have desk jobs anyway, and we sit this way, right? So that whole thing is kind of nasty anyway. So anyway, so that's our warm-up. Next, we're going to dive in. We have 3 rounds on each side with this. We're going to load up onto our bench. I stole one of the benches from the gym and brought it back home, just because of the fact that it's nice and stable, and I like them. So, and it's an advertisement for Rogue. I don't know if Rogue even shows up on there, but anyway, they are nice benches. They overbuild their stuff. It's great. So from here, we're going to load up just like you do for a rear foot elevated split squat or a Bulgarian split squat. Everybody loves the split squats, right? So we're going to load that guy up inside of here. Now I'm looking for is keeping my spine up nice and tall and tight, keeping my spinal position perfect. I'm going to jet my hips back as I drop into an RDL. In this RDL, I'm looking for 6 seconds or so on the way down. As soon as I hit bottom, I'm just going to come up again nice and smooth and steady. Now, if you have weight and you want to use it, by all means, my preference on something like that is to go contralateral. So if my left foot is down, I'm going to hold in my right hand. Gets a little bit of brain work in there and gets a little bit of more balance and things like that. So again, dropping the hips back, keeping my spine nice and tall, keeping my shoulders and hips square to the floor, backing up and so on. 10 reps. Once the 10 reps are over, you'll set that weight down. We're going to dive right into our split squats, right? We're just going to pump until we can't pump anymore, essentially. We're going to go until we're about 1 or 2 reps shy of failure. When you're kind of getting in that, oh man. At that point, you're going to stop. You're going to drop down to the bottom. You're going to hold this position for 10 seconds. We're loaded up into that quad, loaded up into that glute. We're going to stay up here nice and strong. Hold a full 10 seconds. We'll release. After that, we're going to switch sides. You get 30 seconds of rest. Then we're going to switch sides. Same thing on the other side. We're going to pick the other foot up. Boom, boom, boom. Hit our 6 seconds down. 10 reps. To essentially to failure in a split squat. Then we have our isometric split squat at the bottom. 30 seconds rest, start over again. 3 times each side, right? So right, left, right, left, right, left. Done. Cool. Moving on from there, we're gonna do a similar sort of thing with a push-up. So on the top of our push-up position, we're gonna hold it at the top. We're gonna squeeze our hands together against the floor, creating a little bit more pressure in the pec, a little more pressure in the shoulders, a little bit of pressure in the abdomen, right? So we're gonna squeeze our hands together. We're gonna pull our hands down towards our feet. It's gonna really add a lot of pressure to your chest and abs, right? So a little tight here. Squeeze together, pull down. We're gonna hold that position 20 full seconds. Once your 20 seconds is up, you're gonna start pounding out push-ups. Again, 1 to 2 reps shy of failure. Once you hit that point where you're not sure that you can get a whole lot more reps, you're gonna drop to the bottom of your push-up, right? So in other words, we're just a couple of inches from the floor. We're gonna hold this position for 10 seconds, right? When it's all over. Cool. Again, rest 60 seconds. Start over with 3 rounds of that guy. That's gonna hit that anterior portion. Now we're gonna hit for the posterior portion. So you're gonna have to come with it on a little trip with me. So we come on over to here. Boo! You'll notice that I have my sheet set up. This has become one of my more fun things to do at home. We're gonna load up on our sheets. Some of you guys remember a workout we used to do called back attack? Well, we do it all the time, but where we have an isometric, a prone isometric row hold, 20 reps of a row, 20 reps of reverse fly. We're gonna do the same thing, we're gonna do it on our sheets here. So we're gonna load them up, nice and tall and tight. From there, we're gonna pull our shoulder blades together, pull our shoulder blades down towards our waist. We're gonna hold this isometric position. We're looking for 60 seconds of an isometric hold. That's a full minute. And as soon as that is up, we're gonna pound out 20 reps, right, of that row. As soon as that row is done, we're gonna release that a little bit. We're gonna come out here nice and tall. We're gonna go into a reverse fly with our sheets. It's gonna shallow your movement a little bit, and that's okay, right? Because you're gonna have to move a little bit. Just the only thing I wanna make sure is you don't take tension off the shoulders. So you're not gonna come all the way up until you're standing and there's no pressure on the sheets anymore. We're gonna try and stay back far enough. And if it shallows you up to where you're only moving just a little bit, that's okay. Keep the pressure on the back of the shoulders. Cool? Now, when that's over, I'm sorry, we have 60 seconds of rest, and then we do the same thing again. Hit them again, 3 rounds. Cool? When that's all said and done, just because of having a little bit of burner on the backside, we're gonna come inside of here. We're gonna get our feet elevated. We're gonna get into a crunch. My preference is to touch the fingers to the temple here. We're gonna have a nice slow crunch. So we're gonna come up, hold for a second, down, hold for a second, up, hold, down, hold, up, hold, down, hold. All right, that's your tempo. We're gonna go for 50 of them in as few rounds as you can get. If you need to break them into sets of 10, sets of 15, something like that, it's totally fine. We're just gonna make our way through 50 of them in total. Cool? Whole workout should take 50 minutes, 45 minutes, something like that. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. It's a strength day. Cool.